Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Decide a different need. I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William E. Morgan. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the Greek Freak, where he's going to end up next. Also, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. Paul George is in the conversation. We got a lot to talk about tonight. But first, I do have to let you know that this show is being brought to you by Wide Wire Network and Maono Microphones. They have the best mic in the world. I'm on the mic right now. You can see it right here. It's the Maono PD 200W wireless, USB, and XLR. So definitely check those guys out. Maono Microphones, Maono.com, PD 200W. All right, let me go ahead and start bringing everyone in. First, he is my co-host. He has forgotten more baseball than I will ever know. And we're going to go ahead and get to him right now. Let's bring my man Seven on board. Seven, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Will. You know, I always start things off with a joke. And today I thought I'd, harken back to our days with the First Generation Dad podcast and kick things off with a little dad joke.
Okay.
Which horse is the most mysterious?
I don't know which one.
Black Beauty. He's a dark horse.
And in that vein, I have a dad joke for you. What do you call a basketball player with no shins? You call him Tony because he ain't got nothing left but the toe in the knee. Oh man. I am so excited that show is coming back. We had some fun on that show, man. Oh my gosh. Yes, we talked about serious topics. Men's health is a very important topic. We also had a lot of fun on that show too. So we'll be back soon. Let me go ahead and start bringing everyone back in. First, he wants to be known as Mr. Endo. What's up, man? How you doing tonight? How you doing?
Yo, can I get in on this dad joke, even though it may not be, culturally appropriate for the show, but I want to say it anyway?
Just keep the AR thing, just keep the AR stuff in mind. Go ahead.
Cool.
HR stuff. Go ahead.
Cool. Why are women more likely to fall in love with Jesus?
I don't know why.
Yo, I got to get Seven's attention on this.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Because he's hung like this.
Oh, God.
Ando, 9:30 tomorrow.
Yeah.
9:30 tomorrow with my name on the seat.
Go ahead and write it down. Sir. Book it.
And he does not want to be known as Mr. Ando. He wants to be known as Sam Darnold II.
No. It's Carson Wentz. That's who I got referred to last week. Was Carson
Yes, you
Wentz.
did get referred to Carson.
It was Carson
Yes.
Wentz. Not
Yes, it
okay.
was.
Yeah.
It was. Real quick, we got Mr. T3 and D. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up?
Let me go ahead and bring my man John in. John, what's up? How you doing, brother?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if y'all can hear me. 7 is the only one I can hear. I can't hear Willie or I can't hear Ando.
I got you, man.
I don't know
hear
why.
you.
Can you hear me now?
Hear you.
I can hear you.
I can't hear them two. I can hear you 7.
Oh.
I don't know what it is.
You want to log out? You want to
I
log back
cannot
in?
hear them two.
You want to log out and log back in?
I'll come out and come back in. Give me a second. Hold on.
No, I
That's weird.
think it would be him, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I might have to log back out. It might be me.
Yeah.
Jump
you
out,
want to
jump back in. Got you.
Yeah, log out and log back
All right.
in. All right. Let me see. We got Mr. Ando back. We got Ando back here. We got Ando back.
I check
All right.
1, 2.
Yeah, we
can
got
hear
you.
Cool.
I hear you.
Dennis Johnson, Mikhail Bird, and Robert Parrish.
That's when the Celtics were the Rainbow Coalition.
Yep. Yes, they were.
Yep.
I got another dad joke that's more appropriate if you guys want to hear it.
Uh-oh. Brandon Keeler.
What up, Brandon?
What's up, Brandon?
Welcome
to
Brandon
the
is
stream,
the
my
host of Sports Nuts Podcast. I'm going to be making an appearance with them the end of the month as we get ready to bring back podcast name deferred. Check out Sports Nuts on YouTube. They run Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evening. Great group of guys. They know what they're talking about.
Welcome to the stream, guys. We also got
Luka Nami.
Let's get this.
Luka Nami official. How you doing? We also got Goku Sitma. What's up? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Let me go ahead and bring John back in now. All right, John, can you hear us?
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
We good. Yeah. All right, we good.
For sure.
All right. Let's go ahead and get on to the podcast topic. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl stuff in a minute. The thing that I want to, yes. Everyone here needs to subscribe to this. Yes, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Brandon.
Appreciate you, man. The thing I want to talk about first, the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis, the Greek Freak, as we call him, looks like he's going to be traded by the deadline. Looks like it in all reality. Maybe they'll wait till next season. What do you guys think is going to be the perfect landing spot for Giannis? And John, I'll start with you.
Perfect landing spot. Man, honestly, that's hard to tell because it's like he's one of those guys that is a system. Like you can't like just fit him in somewhere. It's gonna work, but is it championship level work? You know what I mean? Like, or is he cutting off some other players from getting their shine? Like, of course I was watching ESPN, and I mean, I was listening to Kendrick Perkins and his biscuits.
Why?
Hey man, he was on the screen. I heard him out, and he was talking about him going to my Rockets, and of course I'm hearing the Warriors. But I don't want to. I personally wouldn't give up couple of my young pieces to try to grab something right now that we might not get. So, but perfect landing spot. I think he would fit in well with the Warriors because they're no longer like Splash Brothers type basketball. Like they're just surrounded by Curry and pray to God he drops 35 and wins. And Jimmy Butler's out. So, I mean, honestly, I think that'd be a good landing spot for him.
Curry's out tonight too.
According to tonight, they had an article by Jamal Collier on ESPN that if the Warriors were to make the trade, they are suggesting Giannis and Kuzma from the Bucks to get traded for Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, and then it looks like 3 first rounds is what they're announcing. How do you? I mean, I get the Bucks would essentially be blowing it up and going for the picks. But with Butler, you got a 2-year contract. He's not coming back this year because
Cal,
of the
how you doing,
injury.
brother?
So I don't, from the mindset.
I have heard about the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, for the mindset for me, I don't. The Warriors, sure, but why would the Bucks take Jimmy's contract if he's going to be hurt? He's not going to play this year. You may get Jonathan Kuminga. Who else do the Bucks have? Like, I mean, at that point, you basically are throwing in the towel. The Bucks are currently sitting in the East? I think 11th in the East.
Damn,
Something like that.
12th.
he's faking that
12th.
calf injury.
Well, they're behind the
that
Sharks.
calf, yeah, I agree. I
He
agree with you,
faked.
John. I agree with you. That injury gonna heal. It gonna heal up as soon as it get traded.
For Butler? You
As
don't
soon
think
as
Butler wants to be in Golden State?
No. I'm just saying Giannis.
I think he does, but I
Giannis's-
mean,
Giannis's injury is gonna be
Is
healed
Giannis?
up.
I didn't think Giannis was hurt.
As soon as he get traded, that injury gonna heal.
we don't think he's hurt either, Ando.
We don't think he hurt either. Hell
No, I
no,
mean-
he ain't hurt.
We don't think he hurt either, dog.
The other 3 teams that I heard that were in conversations for Giannis trades, teams that are really pushing for it, was Minnesota, New York, Golden State, and there's one other team, Miami. Miami doesn't make sense because essentially who do you have? You have Tyler Hero, you have Bam Adebayo. Who else do you got on Miami? Like those are your cornerstones. You're not trading either one of those pieces out. So you're either going to give up draft capital for 2 or 3 years of Giannis and hope you have enough in that big 3 with no bench. New York, I don't think would make a trade because they're second in the East as it stands. I like how New York is built. I think they are the best team in the East. I know Detroit is playing really fundamental basketball, but Detroit is young. I think New York with who's their head coach? I want to say Mike Brown, right?
Mike
Brown.
Brown's head coach.
Yeah.
I like how New York is built. I think they're playoff ready at this point without any injuries going in. Minnesota could be interesting because I know Minnesota has some depth pieces that they wouldn't mind trading. And I think Milwaukee would build around those depth pieces for next year. I would honestly say if I'm Milwaukee, if Giannis is hurt, keep him. You're not making a run in the East. You've already proven. I mean, you're underneath Charlotte at this point. So when you make Chicago look like a competent basketball team, throw in the towel. You're done for the year.
But y'all in the playoff hunt, right?
Chicago's in the playoff hunt. Chicago is currently 9th, but they are 2.5.
Oh, they're in the
back
play-in. Okay.
I told you.
I
I told you at the beginning of the season. That the Bulls were going to be the Eastern Conference play-in champions. That's what I told you.
My point is with Chicago's name being thrown up in there, I don't get it because even if you made a trade for Giannis, you have to give up all your star players who got you to this point to get him. So he ends up in a worse situation. The team
He ends up in the same situation.
The same situation. The team that can do it, nobody wants to talk about it. The Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oklahoma ain't gonna do it.
They can do it. They got the draft picks, but they ain't gonna do it.
No,
that would be a luxury trade, though. And
it would be.
The thing that I want to touch back on something you said, John, because you said he is the system, and you're right to a point. Because he has to be the system. But if you put him next to Steph Curry, if and you've got those pieces with the Warriors, or even looking at what's going on with Houston, we'll use Houston as an example because you're Rockets, and they have the capital to put a package together. So we'll entertain it for a second. How much of that is the fact that that's just because that's how it has to go right now? And I would, because Giannis seems to me, just from my perception, and again, I'm married, so I don't pay attention, but my perception is that...
Set your browser history.
I know what incognito mode is. Listen. But anyway, Giannis seems to me like he's far more of a team player than I think some people give him credit for.
Oh, he definitely is.
And so I feel like under the right circumstances, he wants to ball. And so if there's going to be a system where it's not just centered around what he's doing, I think that he would be very amicable to that as long as it's going to make sense and it's going to generate results. And so that's what makes something like Houston or and now I'm Golden State, sorry, brain fart. And that's what makes Houston or Golden State actually a decent option because he doesn't have to be the system. I don't think that that's the case. And so I honestly, I feel like Houston stands more to gain from it, because with Oklahoma City, or I'm sorry, with San Francisco, there is so much of that core that has aged. And in 2 or 3 years, Giannis is going to be in the same situation he's in now. So he has less incentive to sign that contract extension. Whereas Houston's got a good young group. And even if you trade a couple of those pieces away along with picks, you're still going to be in a situation where you can look to the future. And so that now gives you the ability to not just have it focused on Giannis, and also look to what's coming and build around him so that he doesn't have to be the system. I like Houston personally. I think that if New York, I think if the Knicks go for it, they're stupid. I think it would absolutely be
like they're gonna have to give up their core, or either
they would. And
I mean, now if they can give up Cat and maybe Josh Hart, possibly, they still may come away with a dub.
You're saying New York,
because you're still getting defense. Yeah,
right. But Milwaukee still wants draft capital, just like what Brandon was talking about in the comments.
Yeah.
They want draft capital, and I don't blame them. They need it, especially like he said with the good draft classes that are coming up. We got a lot of good guys. That star out of KU's looking really, really good. I was watching him this weekend. I can't remember his name. I know he plays. I think he's number 40. But there is some talent on a lot of these college basketball squads that in a few years could generate some attention to some of these squads in the NBA that are kind of pulling back from the dominance they held for a long time. Whereas Houston is actually really starting to just move in that direction of being in a positive sense. So they actually make the most sense. For Oklahoma City, yes, they have the draft capital that Milwaukee wants. But if you trade for Giannis, you do have to completely change your system, because they need small pieces. They need goldfish crackers, not the whole.
They're outside in, like not
exactly. Yeah.
So I got a question for you, John. You said New York. I'm sorry. While you guys are talking, I'm messing around on the NBA trade machine on ESPN. If you guys get the opportunity, take a look at that. And I'm discussing the Milwaukee Bucks and the New York Knicks trade. You said the Knicks would have to give up who to have a shot at Giannis?
Yeah, maybe Cat and possibly Josh Hart. I would give up Bridges personally.
According to ESPN Trade Machine, Giannis is valued at $54 million, and his PER, their trading kind of analytics, is 33.5 on Giannis. You could essentially trade OG Anunoby and Josh Hart with some draft picks, and ESPN would say that would be a successful trade.
You want to go. Cat has to be a center.
I wouldn't. Yeah, Cat has to. He gotta go, man.
So if New York doesn't trade Cat, the Knicks do, or the Bucks do not make this trade, is what you're saying.
No,
because how does that work? You got Cat and Giannis on that. Yeah,
two big guys that space the floor.
But they're gonna mess it up, because you're gonna clog up the middle. You're gonna clog up, and that's gonna mess up Brunson.
It's either gonna push Cat out the paint, and Giannis can't be out the paint. Like he can't be more than 12 feet away from the basket.
Right. Like so what you gonna do? Run pick,
just saying.
So what you gonna do? Run pick and roll?
Yeah, that's your best bet. With Brunson, it'll work. It'll work. Don't get me wrong. It'll work with Brunson because
what was that Nets team a few years ago where it was all pick and roll and ISO? Back when Steve Nash was the head coach.
KD, Kyrie, and
that's what you're putting yourself into if you're the Knicks now. And that's why Houston honestly to me makes a lot more sense. And for the Hawks, because I want to touch on what Brandon said about that. Nobody wants to go to the Hawks. Nobody wants to go to the Hawks.
ESPN just updated a new page. I'm going to go over those trades with you guys, but finish up what you're talking about.
I don't think that, because Milwaukee, Giannis is going to have say in where he lands.
Yep.
Milwaukee's going to come to Giannis and say, okay, we've got a competitive offer from Houston. We've got a competitive offer from Golden State. Where do you want to go? Oh, you know what? I like Houston.
Another place I was thinking about, man, if they can do it right, if he can somehow get to Cleveland and they give up possibly Jared Allen and a few other good players possibly
Do
and
you
some
give up
draft
Allen or
picks.
do you give up Mobley? I think
One or the
Mobley would
other.
have more.
One
I
or
think
the other.
Mobley has more trade value, I think, than Jared Allen.
True. Especially as far as offense go. Jared
Yeah.
Allen is a defensive. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
defensive guru, but
But
yeah,
you do
definitely Mobley.
do not trade Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell
No, you
is that
do
anchor.
not. You keep Garland and you keep Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
And you keep the rest of the supporting cast you got, and you
Yep.
add Giannis to that. That could help them get over the edge.
So ESPN announced 6 possible teams that we could see as potential trade acquisitions for Giannis. The first one was the one that we were talking about with Golden State. Analytics are showing Giannis and Miles Turner get traded to Golden State, and in
Dang, I
return,
forgot Turner was over there.
The Bucks would get Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podmazinski, and then 5 first-round picks, 2026, 2028, 2030 if it falls between pick 1 and pick 20. You swap the 2031 and then the 2032 pick.
But here's what I don't like about that.
That is a future.
But here's what I
for
don't like
Golden
about
State.
that. But here's what I don't like about that though, because you giving all those picks over to the Bucks to get Giannis.
Yep.
Okay, and I get that point. But you're also banking on that team continuing to make good draft picks because now Steph Curry is going to retire eventually.
Yeah,
So
you
now
have no future.
You have no future at all. Even if you win the title this year, you make that trade, you win the title for Steph. Steph goes out in a blaze of glory.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have no future. And what is that telling Giannis? I'm going right back to the same situation with the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Or he's going 1 out.
Yep.
Now, maybe this is just because I'm a Suns fan. And it would be great to actually see the Suns have some potential again. But I was kind of playing.
You guys
with the
are what, like
team.
6th in the East? I mean,
West or 7th in the West.
Yeah.
Right, 6th or 7th. I mean, but a trade like getting Giannis. So obviously Mark Williams is included in that trade. That goes without saying. And then I say Dylan Brooks and what? The 2026 pick, first round pick that Phoenix has is Washington gets the better out of whichever spot they land in between Phoenix and Washington. And then so they get that pick. And then next year is unprotected.
Personally, to me, if we go on that route, I wouldn't trade Giannis this season. I would wait till next season because it'd be a different scenario. We'll know what the draft salary looks like at that point. We know what the Lakers are going to do with LeBron and so forth. So to me, I think it would be a little bit of a better position because Giannis is not saying trade me now. He's not getting all adamant about that to a degree. I think it would be better if you wait till after the season to trade him so you have these teams who can actually ramp up on offers because they know where they sit in the lottery.
The league doesn't want that though. The league wants the league wants Giannis in the postseason. Adam Silver wants Giannis in the postseason because he wants the ratings. So Adam Silver is going to be leaning on Milwaukee. Hey, because otherwise Milwaukee doesn't have a choice but to sit him after the deadline. Think about that for a minute. Not long after the deadline, Giannis has to sit if he doesn't get traded.
And
because you've got to, and that doesn't help anybody.
But that's where the injury comes in.
Yep.
And so I think that I get what you're saying to a point, but I feel like if you're Milwaukee and you're waiting, there is so much more that you're losing out on. And there's so much more uncertainty with that, where if you can get a deal that makes sense now, especially because you're trying to build draft capital, getting an extra first round in these next 2 drafts is going to be huge.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. And so my point is, technically, yes, they could wait, but the league doesn't want that to happen. I would bet that Adam Silver is in Milwaukee's ear. Get the best deal you can, but please get this done. And maybe Milwaukee ends up, because they're going to be in lottery pick territory anyway.
Yes.
We're going to make sure you have some higher up picks so that you can grab some of that talent and rebound. But I don't see the benefit to Milwaukee or to the league for Giannis to not get traded before the deadline.
Yeah. another trade proposition that came through on that same article was the Cavaliers, John, would get Giannis and Theonis, but it's going to be a 3-team trade. Hold on.
Well, if he goes, his brother's definitely going.
Yep.
So whether they trade him or release him, he's going to end up where Johnny.
If Bron gets traded, so does Bronny. Like it's kind of it's the same thing.
The other two teams that would be involved in the trade, obviously Milwaukee in return would get Evan Mobley. They would also get Jalen Wilson from the Brooklyn Nets, as well as Lonzo Ball and the Cavaliers' 2031 first-round pick. In return, the Nets the Nets would get Max Struss from the Cavaliers, and then they would also get 2030 and 2032 draft swaps with the Cavaliers. Because I heard you say
really
Cleveland.
Convoluted and long out. I don't see Milwaukee going for that just because of how long before you get the draft capital return. If they're wanting to build, they want it now.
If it was
Melo,
Melo,
2026, 27, 28.
if it were Melo Ball, I would consider it. But it's Lonzo. Lonzo doesn't bring anything to the table except
Lonzo plays basketball still.
Yeah, he plays for the Cavaliers.
He plays for the Cavaliers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If memory serves me, fellas, it's this draft class you really want to invest in. This incoming draft class you really want to invest in.
And it's crazy that it's all freshmen.
Yeah.
Like that. Because I'm watching Texas Tech and Kansas now. They both got some freshmen on that.
Oh, yeah.
Kansas is balling this year. They're coming back nicely.
So it's like, if you can reload, so to speak, if Milwaukee can reload with the best deal possible, because I know a lot of teams have probably been stagnant, and the offers haven't really gone up. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I just agree with John. As soon as it gets traded, he's going to be 100% healthy and ready to go. He's going to be in the right mindset. And
but keep in mind, the trade has to be done by Thursday. So the 5th is when that trade deadline ends.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I would expect it to drop within the next day or two, realistically.
So we'll see. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. We'll see. Let me go ahead and knock this out the way, too, before we start talking about Super Bowl. Paul George, suspended for 25 games. Some type of PED substance he was found for that caused him to be suspended. Now, let me say this.
And Michael Irvin.
Yep. But let me say this too.
No, it wasn't crack. It wasn't crack cocaine.
But let me say this too, real quick, on a serious tip. It's been thrown around that he's been battling mental issues, so to speak. And normally, when someone says that, and they don't have anything to show behind it, then I throw caution to the wind. But Paul George has been advocating for mental health for a very long time.
Since
he said that he had issues.
The bubble.
In the bubble and so forth.
It could have been before that too, because I know he was going through some shit when he broke his leg in that final exhibition game for Team America.
Yeah. So I do want to get that out the way. If that's the case, I think the NBA needs to give a hall pass, so to speak. Now, on the other end, go ahead, Seven. Go ahead.
I am not going to say that Paul George is without blame here. Even as a mental health advocate, any of you that have followed us it's as a professional athlete, whether it's ringworm medication or anything else, you have a responsibility to know what is going in your body. However, the NBA and Paul George and Paul George's camp and the team and everything else handled this incorrectly. Because and I think that the NBA Players Association should have been involved in trying to change this as well. I get what the CBA says, 100%. But the Players Association and the league also have jurisdiction to look at situations on a special case and sit down together and go, we can handle this better. And that means that if we're going to suspend him, I think 25 games is excessive. But what is he doing in whatever the suspension length is? Are we using this to talk about mental health advocacy? The African-American male community lacks completely in mental health support. And part of it is a cultural issue that needs to be addressed. It's not my place to talk about it, but I know it exists. Part of it's that he has the position to be able to have that conversation. But also, when we're talking about young athletes at the college and high school level, how this is being handled is being impressed upon them right now that if you take a shot to take care of your mental health, you are putting your career and your future at risk. And that is where I take issue. So the league and the Players Association could have and should have sat down with Paul and his team and his agent and said, look, you shouldn't have done this. But it makes everybody look bad if we just slap you with a suspension and move on. Because it did. Do we say, okay, the length, obviously, I think should have been addressed. And then also, what are you doing with that time?
Right.
And how can the league address this issue in a way that puts that stimulates the conversation that needs to be addressed in regards to men's mental health and connecting with African-American men in that community as well, and how it impresses upon young athletes. These are all things that the league failed by not addressing this in an appropriate way. Again, Paul George is not perfect in this scenario. He has a responsibility to know what's going into his body. But the league fucked this up too.
I'm going to piggyback off what you just said. Not only is it his responsibility to know what's going in his body, but it's also his responsibility to find out if he can even go into his body. He should have went to whoever he needed to go to.
Thank you.
And I'm presuming 7. It may have been Xanax. I'm not sure.
I'm sure that's what it was. Yeah.
But you have to know. You have to run it by the league. That way they know what's going on. They know what's going on in your situation. And if you couldn't do that, then I put the blame. Yes, the NBA should have handled it better. Yes, the 25-game suspension is excessive for that. But at the same point, it's on you for not only telling the league what you're doing, it's also on you for not knowing if you could take said substance.
Yep. I would have argued a 10-game suspension.
That
fair. Would have been me personally.
That's fair. 10 games would be fair to me. John, what do you think?
10 games with an asterisk that says, hey, we'll limit it to 10 if it is because of mental health related issues, and you bring it to light and talk about it, because you got a platform, talk about it on your podcast, Paul.
Right.
Be that advocate of being like, hey guys, don't take this in certain situations. This is what happened to me, but take care of your mental health. If you have to do this, understand that it's with this type of recourse. And then the NBA can kind of backstep and be like, hey, we messed up. We originally put down 25. I don't remember the substance that he was taking and what kind of.
And I don't think they even said.
They didn't reveal. They just said PED.
That's it.
Yeah.
He's the one that said it was related to a mental health medication he was taking.
Personally speaking, I haven't seen it affect his game. I don't think anything has affected his game this year, but
it's kind of funny too, fellas, because when you go back, he just came off a game where he hit like 9 threes.
Yeah.
And then he hit those 9 threes the day after you decided to test him.
Yeah, they popped him for that. Well, a baseball player has a 3 home run game. He's getting drug tested the next day. Like that's the way.
But that
Little pops a 69-yard field goal.
That's crazy to me. Because shooting a basketball is way easier.
Yeah.
Than a guy hitting 3 home runs.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That has to do with strength, your hand-eye coordination,
right?
Timing,
right.
Versus shit.
You can practice your shooting motion. You can practice somebody shooting somebody jumping in the way of your jump shot.
You don't test Paul George, who's been known for being a shooter for hitting 9 threes. Yep. You go test Giannis for hitting 9 threes in a basketball game.
You go test
You don't fucking go.
Good one.
You don't go test Paul George for that. I'm just saying.
The good one.
You see Shaq hit 9 threes, you like, nah, bro, that man on something.
No,
but
John,
still,
John, I totally hit those. John, I hit those respectively. Okay, don't. Don't come at me, Charles. All right, I'll come
I'm
at you.
just being real, but to talk about, I didn't hear the part about Paul George opening up
John, you really need to stop being a hater
recently
on
about
the
the PEDs. You know, if it had to do with his mental health, like he says, his camp also failed him
Yes.
because
can I
I'm
just say
not
that-
sure. Give me 1 second, Endo.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that goes if
Right.
players are on, medication for such things that they need to report this and say I'm taking this, or how does that system work? I don't know. But as you guys said, the NBA should have looked into it a little more than just slapping 25 games on this guy.
Stop it, man.
See, man, I didn't
Oh
mean
my
to start
gosh.
that, but
No,
hey,
you totally no. It's
Oh my
totally,
gosh.
I did.
No, I absolutely
I
love
did.
it, man.
I
No,
was
what I
just
was gonna
saying,
say,
man.
what I was gonna
But-
say is thank God.
But yeah,
Shaq
you guys are right.
All I gotta say is thank God Shaq ain't in this day and age. He would have broken one backboard. He'd have been tested for every single drug known to man. No, guys, I just manually slam backboards and break them.
I'm just
Like, that's
incredible
what I-
on my own.
Shaq, you broke 4 backboards in the last 3 months. What are you taking? That's just pure adrenaline, Charles.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Shaq was 7'2", 7'3",
350.
275,
Yeah.
300 at the time. He broke
Yeah.
those backboards because he was
Yeah.
Slim Shaq. He was a little
Yeah.
slim.
You know,
But
Shaq.
if Reed Shepherd goes out here and breaks a backboard,
Yeah.
did you fucking test him? You test him for every freaking
So
thing, man.
does this mean when
That's what
7
I'm
goes?
saying.
Does this mean when 7 goes to the bar and picks up a 7? Do we got to drug test him to see what he's doing to be picking up those ladies?
Absolutely. You check for her safety is what you need to do.
What are these
Well,
blue
no,
pills in your pocket, 7?
Yeah. It's called Viagra. I'm 38. I need help.
Hey, man. Blue Chew. I ain't sponsoring nobody, by the way.
Blue Chew, yes. Blue Chew, if you want to sponsor this show, I have no problem. We be right there with
Hey,
Maono.
hell yeah. Hey,
We be right
sponsor
up
my
there with
boy.
Maono for sponsoring
Yeah,
this show.
sponsor
Yes.
my boy. Yeah.
Yo,
Sponsor
as long,
Maono
as long
and
as you
Blue
ain't just
Chew.
sponsoring Will, give everybody a free sample. Let me see how that thing hits.
Hey,
Come on.
man.
Hey, all listeners get a free
I
sample.
heard it
Let's
from
go.
a friend, but break the thing in half.
Break it in half. Got
Oh,
it.
damn.
That's
Oh,
how-
I
that's
thought I
what
was
she's
supposed to
gonna
break
do.
my wife in half, and now she can't walk. Wait a minute,
still-
I did that wrong.
7.
See,
This just
that
in,
was
you have to
perfect
go
for
to
the
NBA.
infomercial.
You have to go to the NBA office now, 7. You totally damaged your wife's vagina. We need to drug test you, sir. Make sure you're okay.
Pause a free sample. But I
Press
just
pause
think,
for a free.
but man, it's a weird situation. The NBA can always go back, by the way, and reduce or alter whatever the suspension. So hopefully,
Yeah.
as more comes out, we get this thing taken care of. One more thing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, that the 25 games is almost 2 months of pay.
Yeah. 12. He losing $12 million.
That's $12 million. Now, again, I'm not saying he handled everything perfectly. I'm not trying to absolve him of any wrongdoing.
Who?
But
A lot of
$12 million punishment for taking
$12
care of your mental
million.
health.
Yeah, and just think about how much Paul George has been injured, man. Like, I know what it's like not to just like be able to work for like 2-3 years. Like, that had to fuck with his mind.
He's not
to
Anthony
be
Davis. He
that
actually wants to
talented.
play.
Yeah, he to be that talented and not be able to be on the court.
And here's
Wait,
the thing
Anthony
that
Davis
kills
is
me.
still playing basketball?
And here's the thing that kills me. He can
He
still
started an
travel with-
ambulance company. We talked about
here's the thing that kills me with this whole Paul George stuff. He can still practice with the team. He can still travel with the team, but he got to leave 2 hours before. He got to leave the gym 2 hours before the game starts. And of course, he has to be at home, hotel room, whatever. But he can still practice with the
So he
team.
can't be anywhere near the facility or the stadium when the game's going on?
Nope.
I thought that was like, dude.
Nope.
If
And
I'm a member of a team like that, like part of my philosophy would be, hey, I know you guys can't play. Like if it's an injury, it's one thing. Obviously, you need to stay home and heal up. But a suspension for me would be like, hey, you still need to support the team in some way, shape, or form, regardless of if it's your reason that you fucked up or not. But
Bro.
still be there to support the like. I don't get how the NBA does some of their stuff, man. I really don't.
Bro, think about it. When Paul George come back, Joe let it be start ducking again.
But not in back-to-back games. He
No
don't do those
back to back.
back-to-backers.
No back to back.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah,
No back to
No,
back.
he don't do that, man.
No back to back. One more thing I did want to get into.
Soft.
He's what?
Soft.
Oh, facts.
Soft ball hold.
Facts.
Soft as toilet paper.
Yes. One more thing I did want to get into before we start talking about Super Bowl madness. The Cleveland Browns are really showing that they are even more of a loser organization than we all thought. They have so many, and Seven, I think it was you who was talking about it in our group chat on Facebook on how many people canceled interview after interview after interview with the Cleveland Browns. They couldn't get the A man, they couldn't get the B man, they couldn't get the C man. You had to go.
You didn't
get
want
the
the
D.
C man. Trust me, you don't want to catch.
You don't want that, but you had to go get the D man.
I want to catch the D.
You don't want the
But you
D
want-
man either. Be giving out that D.
But they had to. They had to. You got Todd Monken.
Todd Monken was probably like their G man. Like,
Nah, he ain't no G man.
no
he ain't
G.
no G man.
No G.
He ain't no G. Nah.
Ain't nothing G about him.
No.
The thing for me with the Browns is you are such a poorly run organization that African American coaching candidates were walking away. Like, that's how bad it is. And these are the jobs that typically a first-time black coach, like, if you want to be a head coach, that's what you take. This is where Eric Bieniemy gets the call. Like, hey, you want to be a head coach?
That's
This is
the
your chance.
first person to come to my mind.
Yep.
And even they're like, I'd rather go be a coordinator.
Yep.
I'll just go be a special team coach. I'm going to go be an assistant to the assistant over
Going
at
back to what I know.
Like, that's how bad of an organization Cleveland is. And if you really want to talk about the bad judgment of Todd Monken, I saw a video where when Todd and Shador met for the first time, where he was talking about he wished he would have drafted him when they were in Baltimore.
You had that opportunity, but you didn't do it.
Like, and this Todd Monken specifically, one of the, like, I would almost rather hire Urban Meyer for that coaching position. First of all, at least you know the team's kicking game is going to be good. That's the first thing.
The
you know,
coach's kicking game will be good. That's it.
But the second thing is, at least Urban is going to be able to relate to some of these younger kids better because he at least somewhat understands the coaching culture. And obviously, as we've seen in previous pictures, he doesn't have a problem enjoying himself in Cleveland.
Nope.
So
not at all.
I mean, how do you as an organization, Cleveland, get so trapped that Todd can't run the ball with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in your backfield? Monken is your only choice for head coach.
His other thing too.
Did Cliff Kingsbury have an Abercrombie ad to shoot or something? Like, what was the problem?
Here's the other thing too. You had a defensive coordinator ready to take that job. You didn't give him the opportunity to be the head coach.
Now defense is legit.
Now he leaving.
It is, yeah.
The good part.
I think Jim Schwartz should have gotten another head coaching job, and that would have been the team that I would have done it with.
Or Brian
Because you know that defense respects the hell out of them.
They could have took Brian for us, but
Yeah.
I think
You can't
Minnesota
blame-
was like,
you
nah,
can't
you
blame
can't
the
go
defense
nowhere,
for
bro.
the
We got to
season.
pay you.
You can't blame the defense for the way that season went. That defense did everything in their mother to try to make that team win. It was the offense that was incompetent.
Now you coming in with Todd,
and the head coach.
Yep. Now you coming in with Todd Monken, and
the great football genius that he is.
His play calling in crucial situations is terrible, terrible.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to trust you with Shador and Quentin Junkins. We're supposed to trust you with them in their development. We're supposed to trust you.
Something?
Go ahead.
Monken can't fuck up not running the ball with Derrick Henry if he doesn't have Derrick Henry to run the football.
At least he's going to have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to throw to, so that part is going to be better.
Wrong team. That's Cincinnati, not Cleveland.
He's going. He going to have Jared Judy.
Other Ohio.
He gonna have Jared Judy.
Either way, they like cinnamon in their chili, so it's disgusting to me.
Yeah. He need to. Yeah,
but at
he
least
need to go somewhere
Hall
else.
of Fame
Send him to. I don't know. Send him to a team that don't exist.
Some of it don't exist.
Send him to the Utah Jazz. I don't know.
No, send him to the Houston Oilers. That team really needed another receiver, man.
Damn. Real quick. Let's not forget though, because you got Jared Judy, Quinton Junkins, Harold Swain, their tight end.
Yeah.
You have the other tight end on that team as well. I just don't trust none of their development. None.
It's Cleveland. What do you expect?
None of that development with Todd Monken.
Nothing develops in Cleveland but a drinking problem.
There you go.
Yeah.
Another thing too.
Snowstorms.
Another thing too that's on my mind. Bill Belichick, not a first ballot Hall of Fame coach.
Well, I thought we were talking about him not being in the Epstein files. But
Really?
He'll get voted
I believe he might be there. Knowing him. He might be there knowing him.
Looking at the age of his girlfriend, I'm surprised he isn't already. That's for damn sure.
24-year-old girlfriend. You seen her, by the way? You seen her?
She looks like she always got a stick up her ass.
Look at who she's dating, bro.
She built like the number one.
Yeah, dude. Look at who she's dating. She's got to have a stick up her ass to follow the prerequisites to date Bill Belichick. You think Bill's going to be dating some outgoing chick? Like, oh my God, it's Bill Belichick.
She got a big bird nose and built like the number one.
He's going to look at her like, put away your goddamn phone. This isn't.
And he's happy to be dating something that vagina works.
I mean, good for him. It's kind of like when Mr. Davis, the owner of the Raiders, got a young hot girlfriend, but Mr. Bullcut himself looks like he's fresh out of another Benchwarmers remake.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to not think that maybe the money is a motivating factor behind the presence.
Hey, the good Lord had to give him something, man, because he wasn't gonna get it on his own.
He's using $100 bills.
He was dying getting it, bro. They were,
Joe, we all know that Mark
bills
Davis.
as condoms.
We all know Mark Davis is using $100 bills as condoms. We know this. Come on.
Listen, I get it. As he has 2 cheating scandals, I get that. But look at what he's done football wise. Man got what? 8 titles?
9, 8, 9.
Because he had 2. He had 2 as a defensive coordinator.
Yep.
And
eight as a head coach.
Yeah. So 6 and 8.
So 8. Okay.
He's got 8 titles. And should have been 9. But I digress. Man got 8 titles. He's not first ballot.
The argument that I'm going to make, if you want to say that about Bill, that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, that's the Hall of Fame committee's. I think he's first ballot, regardless of all the cheating scandals he may be a part of. You cannot talk about the history of head coaching and not put Bill in it. I know he doesn't have the all-time record in wins that goes to Don Shula, but he has the most appearances as a head coach in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
He has the most wins as a head coach in the Super Bowl with 6. Chuck Noll, the great Chuck Noll for Pittsburgh, he only had 4. Bill Walsh, maybe the greatest offensive mastermind in the 80s when it came to football with his West Coast offense. He only has 4. Bill Belichick has 6. So whatever argument you have to say, I'm not going to approve it, but that's why I'm not a part of the committee. But you cannot put Tom Brady in as a first ballot Hall of Famer. You cannot put Robert Kraft in as a first ballot Hall of Famer as owner and quarterback. Okay. That's kind of the line that you draw. If Brady gets in first time, hey, now you're fucking with the industry. All because what? Brady won 1 more title with Tampa Bay. Belichick won 2 with the Giants as a defensive coordinator. Like, you cannot give one reason for Bill and have other pieces associated to that. And when they get in as first ballot Hall of Famers, be like,
you disagree.
I can tell you there is one reason and one reason alone why Bill Belichick didn't get it. And it comes down to the fact that Bill Belichick didn't have a lot of patience for media members. If you asked Bill Belichick a stupid question, you were going to find out about it.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He didn't give any more information out during interviews than he absolutely had to.
This is true.
He was very difficult. Like, and a lot of the media members they'll tell you these things. Like, he didn't want to do interviews. He was like a white Marshawn Lynch. He just didn't eat Skittles. Like, he did not like the media. And if you're going to put an accolade for him that must be given to him by the media, those members from that period aren't going to forget it. The reason why you won't have that problem with Tom Brady is he's the media darling. He now works in the media. He's one of their peers.
Yep.
Tom Brady is going to be first ballot, even though he was a part of those scandals as well. And yes, now, Bill, you're going to be left deflated. That's what it is. And unfortunately, you may not have had the tools to spy this problem coming. However, see what I did there? I got the two. That's two.
Oh, you got both of me.
Double entendre.
And don't worry, he'll be waiting at the gate. He'll be waiting at the gate to get in.
I'm sure he will. The unfortunate truth
Which gate?
It doesn't
matter.
The
either
deflated
one.
one. The deflated one.
The deflated one that he spied on.
He would have found out which gate it actually was, but unfortunately his cell phone broke mysteriously a month after buying it because it was time to get a new one.
Yeah.
But it's Bill Belichick, and again, he should be in, but realistically, we have to be honest with ourselves. He kind of brought some of this on himself. He deserves it.
Yeah.
But he
deserves it, but yeah, I get that.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. I know a lot of people were upset. My only thing about the Hall of Fame things in all sports, I know some do, some don't. I want to see names and how people voted, because I know some people. You don't know of some people unless they make it known.
Bill Polian was a big reason why Bill didn't get in.
Yeah, it should always, just like with MLB Hall of Fame voting, should be completely transparent. The voters in Major League Baseball have the ability to decide whether they want their ballot to be public, or they can release it anonymously if they want, or with their name attached. No, you are a member of the media. You work for the sports public. I'm sorry, but you do.
You do not get a hide.
Your paycheck may come from a specific media source, but guess what? The public that consumes the content that you make, and we understand this as a public now far more than we did 30 years ago.
What's up, Key?
What up,
when the internet was still in its infancy.
Yeah,
but we understand that more now. The individuals who consume the content are the true individuals who dictate your standing as a media member. You remember how when Joe Buck went to ESPN full time, he stopped doing baseball, and it was because he was so sick of all of the people criticizing how he called games.
Yeah,
I miss this.
Like that. I to a point, I do too. There's certain times where I'm like,
he got in the booth with someone who sounds identical.
No, Key, I have not. I have not.
And he has not yet. No, but it's one of those things where when you work in a public facing role in the entertainment sector as a whole, and yes, sports journalism fits in the entertainment sector, whether you want to admit it or not. Everything you do in that regard should be public when you have the privilege of being a Hall of Fame voter for any sport. NHL, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. If the WNBA gets a Hall of Fame for real, theirs have to be public too. Like, all of these things have to be public, because my thing is, if you can't stand public scrutiny because of how you voted for the Hall of Fame,
you're in the wrong business.
You should not be in your line of work, because everything that you write, everything that you say is already getting ripped apart on a day in and day out basis. So how are you going to hide behind that anonymity for this, because you don't want to own up and face it? And Bill, it's Polini?
Yeah, Bill Polian.
Bill Polian. Dude, shut the fuck up. You're a crybaby.
What did he say, Seven? What did he say?
Being a hater.
What did he say? I'm 95% sure that I voted for him on the first ballot. I'm sure, 95% sure.
I'm
Man, shut up.
95% sure you have a
Yeah,
flat
that's
wiener, Bill.
Shut up, man.
That's like that guy in our class in high
What you
school.
saying, though?
I
Nope,
said
make him
I'm
repeat it. No.
95% sure. Nope. Seven doesn't want me to say it. I'm sorry, John.
God damn it. Just do it. Just do it. I'm gonna write you up anyway.
All right, cool. Yeah, and I'm 95% sure that Bill Polian has a flaccid wiener. Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay, go to your room. Anyway,
Okay, go to my room.
I'm sorry, I asked. All I heard was wiener, and I was like, wait, what?
you should know better, John. You should know better. Anyway, like, dude, just stop. It is on. It is very, very clear that you.
Oh my goodness.
Have drank more Haterade than Kendrick Lamar sitting down to write another song about Drake. Like,
damn,
bro, just stop.
Here's the thing.
At least
too.
when Kendrick Lamar did it, it dropped bars, not shit on a fucking camera.
And here's
like,
the thing too. Chris Broussard admits he has a vote. Some of these guys do admit in the media that they do have a vote on this stuff.
They have a vote, but they won't say more than
right.
that. And
they won't say no more than that. Right.
And a lot of people won't admit that they have
you should have to explain your vote. Right.
If LeBron misses a game-winning shot, he's got to sit on the podium and talk about it. Paul George takes the wrong medication for his mental health and misses 25 games. He's got to sit and talk about it.
Exactly.
But even though you're a member of sports media, you'd keep somebody out of the Hall of Fame that should be in the Hall of Fame, but you don't have to face the music for it. I'm sorry, but that's not right. You are just as responsible for facing the music for the things that you say and do, because and this is why I get pissed at baseball sports writers that are so adamant on keeping Barry Bonds out of the Hall of Fame. That's
probably the worst kept thing out of somebody who deserves it.
And the thing that frustrates me is your career as a sports writer exists because of these individuals. And the point of the Hall of Fame is to tell the story of that era, of those times, of these great moments in sports history. And you're going to disvalue these things. We're going to talk about Spygate and the sign stealing scandal and Deflategate. Every team in professional sports finds ways to get ahead.
Yep. They make a living off somebody else's crisis.
When the Houston Astros were caught with the sign stealing scandal in 2017, everybody hammers on the Houston Astros. Nobody talks about the fact that when MLB investigated the sign stealing scandal, over half of the teams in the league were doing things to steal signs, some of them very similar to what the Astros were doing.
Yep.
So much so that's why the rules changed for what camera views teams have access to in the bullpen and when. That wasn't just for the Astros. This is about making money and generating wins however possible. You're not, and we've talked about this before. When it comes to professional sports, when you get caught doing something you're not supposed to, you're not getting caught. You're not getting punished for what you did. You're getting punished for getting caught.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to get rid of all of this crap. Bill Belichick should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Two cheating scandals out of a 20-year head coaching career. Two. There are players in the Hall of Fame in the NFL that have more domestic violence accusations from while they were an active player, or murders from while they were an active player,
right?
Than that. And you're going to tell me that a cheating scandal is the thing that keeps somebody out of the Hall of Fame?
That's ridiculous.
Quit pretending that it's a vessel for morality and just do it.
Right. Mm-hmm. I agree. Moving real quick, while we have a few minutes left. I want to talk about the Super Bowl. We got the Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. Let's go around the room real quick, get predictions and why. John, I'll start with you. Who you got and why?
Seattle gonna open up a can of whoop 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 ass, and I stand on it. The Patriots gonna put up maybe 20 some points, but I feel like the Seahawks is they're gonna put up about pushing 40. So let's say big 35 to 21 ish, somewhere
Okay.
in there, 35-24. But
Okay.
I feel
Okay.
like Seattle's gonna stay in control of the game, even if it's a 10-point game or a 15-point game. I feel like Seattle's gonna stay in control. That's what they've been good at. They've been in control of every single game they played. Especially these two playoff games they played. They
Right.
were in control the entire time. They never lost their cool. They protected their damn quarterback. Vikings. Um. Anyway, yeah, man. Seattle gonna put up at least 35, 38 points. And yeah, I give New England maybe 20, 21, 24
All right.
points or so.
All right. Ando, what you thinking?
You know what? I'm going to kind of follow suit. I think Seattle takes it. I don't think it's as close as people think it's going to be. I think it'll be like a 37-24, 37-20. I don't. I think Seattle jumps out to an early lead. We've seen New England start really slow in these games, especially that game against Denver. I think the defense will hold at first, maybe give up like a one-play touchdown, one long play, kind of hold a field goal. But as New England's offense can't keep it together, their defense is going to fall apart. I think we'll see a barrage of points in the second half. I think it'll be 30, 37, 24. I think if Darnold does not win MVP, I think it'll be Jackson Smith and Jigbo with his 2 touchdowns he picks up.
7.
I don't normally do this. Normally I go against the grain just because of the fact that I can. But I ain't got a choice. It's Seattle. It's Seattle, and the defense is stellar. The offense is above average, and when you look at New England, both sides of the ball are decent, to say the least. New England earned their trip to the Super Bowl. I don't. This is not one of those years where I can say, "Oh, this team should have been there. That team should have been there." No, New England earned it. They legit earned it. But Seattle's a better team. And you know, just like I know when Justin Jefferson made a comment this week that he felt that Minnesota's season would be different had they kept Sam Darnold, and I absolutely agree. I think that Sam Darnold is a far better quarterback than he was originally given credit for because of the fact that he was trapped with the Jets. And you know, it's crazy when you survive a plane crash, you have a new lease on life. You have a bunch of new energy and amazing things happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like the 2 touchdown by Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think that's a pretty accurate pick. I think we see Seattle win the turnover game. I think we see Seattle get more sacks. Drake May gets pressure that he does not expect. And I think
that he hasn't seen. Well, I would say he hasn't seen, but he's been sacked 5 times in every single playoff game. I think he's just going to get used to the amount of sacks.
Yeah, I was about to say Denver definitely got to the backfield. So
he's used to pressure, but I don't think he's going to be used to what's going to get dialed up in this game, because this is a Super Bowl. I mean, like we know as sports fans, like you're going to see everything in the kitchen sink come flying at Drake May, and he's only in his second year, right? That kid's not ready for it. He is not ready for what's about to happen, and Vrabel can only do so much to prepare him because even he doesn't understand what Drake May is going to face right now. He's got a much more limited experience for his Super Bowl experience, and so I think that we're gonna see a good game. But I agree, 2-score game for sure.
I myself, I said it this morning, I don't like the optics. You got the team up for sale after the game. You got a coach possibly leaving for the Raiders head coaching position. But with that being said, I think they're still the better team. I think the defense is better. I think the receivers are better. I think the running game's a tad bit better. Drake May has played decent against strong defenses, but I think that streak ends with this. I think Seattle's just too strong up front. I got the Seahawks. Close one. 27-20. I changed my score. I think it's a 4 or 5 point spread, I think.
4.5, I think, is what it was at. As of this
4.5. Yeah, 4.5 points. So I think they beat the spread and they win the game. And this is the talking point. The narrative can be that Sam Darnold did rebound and became a good, not a great, but a good NFL quarterback and someone you can definitely win with.
I would switch it from good to very good. Not great, absolutely, but I think a very good quarterback with the circumstances in his favor.
I can accept that.
I mean, after all, the Ravens did win a Super Bowl with Trent fucking Dilfer because of that defense. So
Facts. This would be a similar issue.
For my sports betting fans, like they said, 4.5 point. Seattle's a 4.5 point favorite. The line is at 45.5 points. I would definitely think that the over is definitely a more the over is definitely going to bet. The 4.5 points, I would think they should be able to cover that. But
so by 4.5, that just means they think Seattle's going to win by more than basically 5 points.
More than by at least 4, but probably 5 or more.
Okay.
Because they can't do with point spreads for some reason. I don't know why it is, but they can't do an even amount. And I think it's because it can't land on exactly the number and push the bet. They want it either to go one way or the other. They don't want to push the bet. So they're going to set it at 4.5 so that if it's only a 4 point difference, it's the under. If it's a 5 point difference, if they didn't cover, if it's a 5 point difference, they did. But it has to be more than 4 points for them to cover.
Gotcha. All right.
And bet responsibly, people. It's the fucking Super Bowl. It's not how you double your house payment. Come on.
Yes. All right, everyone. We're over our time for today. Want to say thank you to everybody here. Say thank you to the panel. Thank everybody in the chat, everybody here at Wide Network for having us. Seven, you want to go ahead and take us out?
Wide Network, we have a lot of great shows. My show, Podcast Named Deferred, is coming back at the end of the month as we get ready for baseball season and the World Baseball Classic. But every day, every evening, Wire Network has a lot of fantastic programming led by individuals that want to share their knowledge and experience with you. So make sure to like, follow, comment, subscribe, everything like that. We would love to get your support, your input, and how that's how we grow as sports fans and as people trying to analyze these games. And we appreciate it, good and bad. We know we suck sometimes. We know we're great sometimes, but no matter what, we're not Nickelback. Thank you so much for supporting us. As we close out, we're going to show a video of a lot of great programming here on Wire Sports Network. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you. Have a good night, everybody.